Hello guys, Jeff Butler. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be doing a part 1 for building the Sherman Firefly in Lego. And that also includes the M4A4, which I'll get to later. But before I start this, I just want to mention that I used to do these types of videos a while ago where I would build a vehicle digitally first, show it off in like part 1, and then in part 2 would be the actual physical build. I pretty much stopped that because I'm like really busy. But I kind of have some motivation now to like do it again. And someone did request it. So this video is for you. Whoever you are. I don't know who you are. But someone said I should do it. And, I thought, heck yeah, why not? I have fun doing it, just talking about it and stuff. So anyways, why the Sherman Firefly? Well, the Firefly, for a decent period of time from D-Day to about late 44, was the most powerful anti-tank platform the Allies had in Northwest Europe against German tanks, especially the Panthers and Tigers. Not so much the King Tiger, because the King Tiger was still pretty much invulnerable from the front from the British 76, but for the Panther and Tiger, this was a very formidable weapon, and it was only superseded by the American 90mm when that came in the form of the M36. I don't want to say Jackson because like people say that's not it didn't actually have that name, but the M36 tank destroyer. But yeah, this was a very critical weapon during the early parts of the European campaign in 44 to 45. It's a famous tank. Everyone and their mother knows it if they have any interest in World War II, especially in tanks. And the actual vehicle itself is like it's not super great. And what I mean by that is it's just a very like what is it? How do I describe it? It's like a rushed job, I should say. The British going up to D-Day, they knew they had intelligence about the Tigers and Panthers. They actually met them already in Italy. So they knew about these new vehicles, and they knew that they needed like a better weapon on their tanks. They already had the 17-pounder for as a field gun. And they rushed that to North Africa for Tunisia in 43 when the Germans sent Tigers there. But they knew they needed this on a tank, and they were actually already working on another tank, the A-30 Challenger, which is like a Cromwell, but it's designed to hold this special gun, and it wasn't ready in time. So they just took some Shermans and basically just modified them pretty quickly and kind of crudely, to be honest. They just like cut out a hole in the back, put the radio back there, removed the bow gunner so they could put ammo there, and just stuck the gun in. But hey, it worked. It gave the Brits some critical coverage for their armored units. But yeah, if you guys already know, I already built 2 of them in the past. So here's my first one. What is this, like 6 years old now? This is so cringe. But yeah, this is like my first attempt at it. Actually not too bad. And actually this was mostly copied from someone else. I think it was Sir Luftwaffles. Shout out to you. Yeah, copied from someone else, and then I just modified it to be a Firefly. My second version is this one, and this one is much more inspired by Brickmania, and I think this one actually still holds up decently well. As I think when you guys will see my new version, my third version, that this will get blown out of the water. But oh yeah, this was also heavily inspired by Omaha bricks, actually. So this wasn't completely original. Mostly original, but actually mostly inspired by Omaha Bricks. But yeah, pretty cool. Highly recommend checking out these two videos. When was this? 3 years ago. All right, so 6 years ago, and then 3 years ago, and then now. So like every 3 years, like I'll build a new Firefly. But yeah, let's just go ahead and see what I did. So here it is. This is actually my first original attempt at a Firefly. And yeah, I'm just really happy with it. Now you may notice the muzzle brake here. On the real build, it's not going to be like that. I'm going to replace it with a Brick Arms Firefly muzzle brake, so that won't be the same. But pretty much else, everything should be the same. And a big distinction here between the first two that I made. The first two are actually 10 wide, 10 studs wide, which is, it's still fine, but it's not totally accurate to what a Sherman should be. A Sherman in 1/35 scale is actually 9.3 studs wide. So this one is actually 9 studs wide, and you can count it. So here's 2, and then here's 3, and then here's 7, and then 9. So this one is actually 9 studs wide. And I do have some protrusions here, and this is for the applique armor that is on the Shermans. And these basically were just put there to protect the ammunition. Because, when you hit ammunition, it's kind of a bad time. But yeah, the major highlight of this new model is not only the width, like I just explained, but it's also the front here. So when you see a Sherman Firefly or an M4A4, you will see this 3-piece transmission housing, and it's very distinctive. It has like these ridges on it. And on my previous attempts, like this one actually looks like a 1-piece. But I know this was the M4A4 because of the length. But yeah, it kind of looks like a 1-piece transmission housing. But on this one, I think I really nailed the look of the 3-piece transmission housing. And then also, everything now is using like newer techniques and stuff, and everything fits together really well. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this, so let's just kind of go ahead and look at some stuff. So here's a minifigure. This is how it looks next to a minifig. Pretty good. And by the way, the hatch is also open, so you can open the hatch and you can put a minifigure in there, and also the commander's hatch. But I'm not going to do that. Not today. And also, because the Sherman Firefly is basically a modified M4A4, they also modified Sherman 1s, which I think are regular M4s, and also M4 composites. They also use those for Fireflies, but they mainly use the M4A4. And by the way, the British got like 17,000 M4A4s, which is like crazy. And you may be asking, Jeff Butler, what is the M4A4? Well, the M4A4 actually uses this thing. This is what makes it the M4A4. This is a special engine that it uses. This is the Chrysler A57 multibank. It's actually not one engine. It's literally like five 6-cylinder car engines, and they're all like put together. So it's like a 30-cylinder monster engine, and it was like so big that they had to like literally extend the length of the hull. So the M4A4 is just a longer Sherman that has the special engine in it. And this engine actually has some major advantages and disadvantages compared to the Ford V8, I think, the radial engine that was used in the M4A3. I could be wrong about that. But the 857, because it had 30 cylinders and it was basically just 5 engines strapped together, if this got damaged in combat, like if you lose 2 engines, you still have like 3 more engines, so you can still move under your own power. So it was very reliable. It could take damage. So like if you get hit, you can just retreat, go back, and then repair. And the big disadvantage is repairing. When you get hit, the mechanics or the people or whatever that deal with this, it's just a really annoying time to do maintenance and repair this thing, because it's just a whole, it's just a whole mess. It's just a giant blob, basically. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty interesting. And as you can see here, I just have a regular M4A4. The M4A4 has the bow machine gun and just the regular 75mm turret, while the Firefly has the bow machine gun removed, so they could put extra ammunition there. And also for fun, I have the Tiger here, just for comparison. Yeah, I think I did pretty well. The heights are pretty similar, which is what they are in real life. And by the way, it is believed that Michael Vittman died from a Sherman Firefly, Canadian Sherman Firefly. So, yeah, this is basically a Michael Whitman remover. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, actually, hold on. I do want to show you guys some renders I did. I'll be posting these tomorrow on Instagram. So here's just a render like with it next to a fig, and this just kind of gives like a more like how it's actually gonna look. So yeah, and then here it is without the minifig. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then next up here's the side, so you can see the applique armor there. And then here is the back, the booty. Here is the booty. And then next up, here's like a side shot with the turret turned. By the way, the turret can go 360 degrees. And then next up here's like an aerial view. Sorry, it's like 11 p.m., so I can't really speak that well right now. But yeah, you can see like how the engine, like how the rear is pretty tight back here. Moving next, this is just the regular M4A4, nothing too special. And then actually up here is the M4, and I might do a video on this later. But the M4 is shorter, and you can see how the M4A4 is longer in length. So that's a pretty cool comparison I did. And then this is the last render. This is just the Tiger remover next to the Tiger. But yeah, pretty cool render. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for part 2. Hopefully I will be ordering the parts soon. No promise on that because I'm like really busy. But yeah, the Sherman Firefly is like one of my favorite World War II vehicles of all time. And I'm sure it's a lot of other people's favorite as well. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.